Good evening, YouTubers. Welcome to episode 109 of Shrigleytube TV. Been a crazy week. Got there in the end. Glad it's Sunday tomorrow. We'll have a nice relaxer ready for Monday. Got this to build on Monday. This is Alex and Jenny's engine. Just finished welding the head so we can crack on with skimming it, etc. Going back and say thanks again for all the comments. Really enjoyed reading them all. Thanks to Steve for the comment regarding the piston rings on the jig when he saw the piston being machined. Yeah, I leave the rings on because they were in and out of the block a few times while we made sure we had clearance. And then at the end, we give everything gets a big brake cleaner bath and an airline. We make sure there's no swarf, don't worry. There's nothing left hanging around in the engine. Very important. Cleanliness is next to godliness, as they say. Anyway. Hope you enjoy what you see, and I look forward to seeing you all next Sunday at 7. Have a great week. Bye for now. Good morning, YouTubers. It's Tuesday morning. Just returned from the Cranley Imp National Weekend. What a good event that was. Really enjoyed it. Thanks Colin and his team for all their efforts. We all had a great time. Now, it's Tuesday morning, as I just said, and now I'm going to repeat myself because I'm still slightly hungover from the weekend. As I'm a non-drinker, when I do drink, it does not go down well. Not afterwards anyway. It's all right when it goes down. It's like the 3 days recovery. Anyway, we're going to start with some light duties. We're going to get the ambulance unloaded, etc. And then I'll get all my stuff in a row. I'll have a bit of a tidy up. We'll get this on the dyno running today, which will be a good thing. And then we need to look at a 5-speed gearbox that Mr. Simon Knight has dropped off. You might remember he splattered his gearbox on the line at Pembury, and he's keen to do Silverstone at the end of this season. So I said, right, we'll get the gearbox looked at before and change the ratios and stuff. So we'll have a look at that next. But first of all, ambulance empty, get this on the dyno, try and get into the gearbox before the end of today. And then that'll be a good start to the week then, because tomorrow will be Wednesday, that's midweek. Or I might be in on Saturday, so it might not be a bad week this week. But yeah, we'll see how far we can get. A little break from the work. I came outside because my mate Glenn's turned up. How you doing, Glenn?
I'm all right, mate. You?
Yeah, oh yeah, wonderful. Yeah, just nice to see you looking after my engine. You might remember Glenn had the porosity issue with his Porsche 1200, which we've not had time to sort out. So he borrowed the 1120. This is the motorbike crankshaft, the motorbike pistons and rods on the small pin with the Porsche head on it from back in the day. And you had a whoopsie, didn't you? What happened, Glenn?
I had a little bit of an off at farmhouse at Harewood.
Right.
Going a little bit too quick and...
Too quick?
In and out at gravel track and back out again. So.
Oh, you didn't actually stop then? You went in and... No, you were going that fast, you went across it?
I'm a hero. Yeah.
You're a hero, didn't slow the day down.
No.
But then unfortunately you had a mechanical issue, didn't you? Or electrical issue?
Yeah, on last run just off farmhouse. I thought it was fuel initially because it run a bit low. And when you go around farmhouse, it's quite a long bend.
Yeah.
I just thought it might have swooped up and grabbed a gobful of air because I got halfway up the hill and it went popping and banging like crazy. And I didn't get quite across the finish line, but turns out we had another issue which I didn't realise, because on Sunday, because it was still running, on Sunday, first time off the line, into second gear, popped and banged again, and that was it, it died, and I had the toe of shame back up to the top of the hill.
The toe of shame?
Yeah.
Oh, because the bloody dizzy had popped out of his clamp. Now it does appear you've made a nice little fork now. And to be fair, you know what? Years ago, I used to make a fork for every engine to hold the dizzy in.
Yeah.
And because it used to be a common thing. And then the problems disappeared. So I've never put a fork on one for years. And now we're going to have to start making forks again. Basically, the dizzy's held in with a clamp. And when you get a good rev, if they missed a gear and over-revved.
No!
No, I'm joking, mate. What happens is the dizzy gets a wobble on and it just pops out of its clamp, and then you end up with the rotor arm going at different speeds of the engine, so it's like a machine gun out the exhaust tailpipe.
I never went over 10,000.
Most disconcerting. Well, we'll give it a blip. Give us the ignition on, mate. We'll give it a quick blip to finish. It seems to be fairly sweet, this one. Oh, you do the button, I'll do the throttle. Bit missy initially. But then it clears. Alright, you can let it go, mate. Yeah, these, it's on, I think it's on, oh, it's on 40s here, but this is like, I was just explaining to Glenn that this is when I thought bigger was better. So the inlet trumpets that have machined into the head start out about 40mm bore, which obviously just takes all the airspeed out of it and all the fuel drops out. But yeah, anyway, once it's going, it goes all right, which is the most important thing. And this is really nice to see, Glenn. Yeah. You've kept it under 77 degrees, so...
When I'm on the hill, because I've got all the 3 fans on it now, I can control it.
3 fans?
So I can run it at 60 degrees all the time. I can control it.
You're a good lad, thank you. That's really pleasing. That's 5 horsepower. That's where you got your 74 mile an hour over line, that. Yeah, well, them extra fans.
Well, I lost a mile an hour this weekend going, until I lost all my miles an hour.
Yeah, well, what probably happened was it started to retard itself. And then you lost a few beans.
That's what threw me on the Saturday night of last run. I think because it just dropped back, went to fuel, and obviously totally wrong. Obviously it showed its tails when it thumped off line, and I changed gear and it just went.
Mate, is it road legal?
It is.
If ever you get an issue, anything, you've got to take it apart. Always go for a tootle at the road.
Yeah.
Always. I always go for a little tootle if I've got plates on between practice and racing, especially if I've had like donuts off or gearbox out or carbs off, because there's always something, and when you're on the hill, it's too late, isn't it? Anyway, well done. Right, thanks for talking to us. I'll just give a quick wander around so people can recognise you when they see you at Harewood. End of the month, is it? 28th?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, end of the month is at Harewood again if you fancy going to see him. Right, cheers, Glenn. Right, okay, YouTubers, it's my favourite time of the day. It's where we're giving the engine a bit of a gentle, kind running in session. So I've done all the kind bits, and I was going to be horrible to it now because I thought before we go home tonight I could do with knowing if it's got any torque or not. So it's rich, got loads of fuel, massive jets in it, and it's also got no advance in it either. Just literally crept up on it on the advance until the primary stopped glowing. But it's really quite angry. I can tell it's keen. The carbs are lovely. It pulls around lovely. And that's with big chokes in as well. But let's see what it's like at, say, 6. 7,000, it's holding about 98 foot-pound. That's really good, that. I'm happy with that. Let's try a bit lower. I think we might see a little bit more at 6.5 is normally the peak torque. Okay, well, we might have to put a bit more advance in it to get it to do what we want it to do, but the vital signs are that this is going to be a good engine. This is going to be a good, powerful engine for him. Okay, YouTubers, I knew today was going to be a struggle, but I've got to be honest, I've got Simon's engine running quite nicely, but I wanted to have some thinking time about it. I've just crashed like you can't believe. It's like, ooh, boo, all power sapped, but that's just the nature of the beast, isn't it? You can't play hard all weekend and have a few beers and not pay for it. So I thought what I'll do is I'll go on to light duties while I have a think about what the next step with Simon's is. We're going to get some fresh fuel for it. I'm going to change the dizzy. I'm going to mess around with the advance curve, and then we'll re-attack it tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to push the liners out of this. This is Alex and Jenny's engine, and my job is to rebuild it and rebore it, but I said we'll leave no rocks unturned. We'll start by pushing the liners out, and then we'll re-glue them, clean it all up, clean the block up. We'll re-glue them all, make sure it's absolutely spot on for them. So I've just noticed the rear oil seal, the scroll on the crank, has obviously had a problem with the mains at some point because it's really munched it. So what we'll do is we'll check the mains tunnel as well, make sure it's the right size. You can see there, this is what we call a thick wall liner block. So the liner is virtually touching in the middle there. That means it'll go out to 74mm, no problem. So I'll have to have a look at what we've written down on the sheet for him. But yeah, I do remember that the first job was to take the liners out. So we'll get them out now, and then we'll get the block in the acid so it can be degreasing overnight, and we can blast it hopefully tomorrow. Push my liners out, and I noticed something that's a bit odd. I was looking at where the let me see if I can zoom in first, where the wheel string had been sitting, and it's nowhere near the edge of the liner. 74mm. I'd expect it to be, you know, somewhere like that, but with an equal space. And I thought, this isn't good. This could cause us a problem when we go to a bigger capacity. So I started looking at the head, and I can see straight away, for whatever reason, the wheel string has been machined right over in the chamber. So you've got a massive gap there, and it's really close there, really close there. So I don't know what's happened there. I don't know who's done it, but it could have been done a long time ago. But this is like one of mine where you can see the gap is fairly equal. Look at that, it's right on the edge. So I think what we have to do is get this board, get the head on, and decide the wheel string is going to cover where it needs to sit for it to seal properly, because otherwise we're going to have to think of something else. Obviously I can't have it overhanging and encroaching in the cylinder, because that will cause a problem. So yeah, just something to note. Okay chaps, I've pushed the liners out of that block, and they're really good condition. I don't think they're old, to be fair. Now, just one thing that's alarmed me, I'd not seen it before. I may have seen it before, but quite a while ago, was the leading edge of the liner. So you imagine when you push the liner in this way, it hasn't got a chamfer on it, it's a sharp edge. So I pulled an old school one out. This is old school. You can see it's got a 45-degree lead on it. What that does is, when you push the liner in, it allows the glue to slide up the side of the liner between the alley block and the liner to hold it in position. Whereas this one, I'm pretty sure, being 90-degree sharp corner, it just push all the glue straight to the bottom. But anyway, there you go. We'll put a chamfer on when it goes back together. Next, I've got this 5-speed Jacknight box belonging to Simon Knight. JK5 original one. With it's been in a space room, so we're not sure what ratios are in it. Now obviously he needs a gearbox so he can complete his season's racing, so I said I'll whiz the end of it off and let you know what ratios are in it. So that's what I'm going to do next. Yeah, I've got the end of the gear casing off the reverse gear housing. So if you watched the video last week with the we went over the setting up a standard gearbox. This is obviously a 5-speed one. You can see it doesn't have any of the reverse gear assembly here that throws it in using the shaft. What it has a hole in the back of the reverse gear casing, and what happens is when you pull this with a cable, you can see it's just in freewheel there, and there's a spring that keeps it out of the way of these two gears, the input shaft and the pinion shaft. When you pull it, it engages the two gears like that, and you get reverse, because obviously it turns it the opposite way around, having an idler between them. So that is as simple as it gets really when it comes to making a reverse gear, isn't it? All this looks like standard imp, and the worrying thing is this looks like it's had moisture in it. I can't believe it was built like that. So the other worrying thing is, see that free play between clunks? That's the crown wheel to pinion clearance. Now the crown wheel actually looks okay, but it's got a massive amount of play in it. So we're going to have to shimmy the diff across to get it into mesh. But first of all, we'll have a look inside and see what the rest of it's like. But yeah, I think it's going to be okay. There was no major debris inside it so far to say, this has had a problem. That's normally your first giveaway sign, is there's loads of debris everywhere, but no, it looks okay. So we'll keep taking it apart, and if I see anything exciting, I'll report. The main case off, I've left that in position so you can see how it works. That's obviously a selector fork. So when you go between your different, across the gate, you either go, first and second, third and fourth, or reverse. It's actually the way around. It's first and second, third and fourth, and then that would be reverse. What's happening is, because this is a 5-speed box, put that back in there, keep it safe. What we've got is we've got all 5 gear ratios within this casing. So that's your second, third, fourth, and fifth. And your first is now squeezed in at the end with like it's like a bronze cup round it. And what that does is it pulls it. How does it work now? Oh yes, that's it. It's got a drive in the front of it. You get this up. Right, it's got a drive in the front there, so as it gets pulled this way, it gets its drive from the shaft. I'll take it apart and show you properly, but it did need the ratios changing. I've just took this one off and I can see under the rust it's a 553, so that's far too low. It'll need to be a minimum of 5.3 or a 5.05 to give it the top gear speed. It's just, this has probably been like a Lydden Hill special gearbox. It's just geared for one track. All the ratios look really nice and close. So what I'll do is I'll have to wrap up for tonight now, and then tomorrow we'll come in, get it all apart, spread it all out, inspect it all, wire wheel it all, change whatever bearings we need to change, and then we'll get this end back together, sort that crown wheel and pinion clearance out, and then it'll be good to go into Simon's car. Good morning, YouTubers. It's Wednesday morning, just on with my 5-speed gearbox. Thought we'd talk about this for a second. Something I forgot to mention yesterday was all 5-speed gearboxes are based on a Mark 1 imp casing, and the reason for that is, you see this extra hole here for the third rail that does reverse, that doesn't exist on a later casing. So Mark 1 casings, I've got the reverse gear shaft that goes all the way through. And you might recognise it as finishing there. Normally it finishes up at this end on a normal 4-speed box, but Mark 1s have the rail that runs all the way through, which of course allows them to put this cup around the outside, which is out of an Austin Maxi or something, although I never managed to find out what it actually comes from. And that grabs this special first gear, which has got an internal dog on it that just grabs on there, and that engages the drive for first gear. Now, it's not looking the greatest inside this box, I've got to be honest. It will be okay, but I thought it had moisture in it, but I've also been told that, I think, is it the sulfur in the EP80 left a long time, it will attack the metal. So we're going to give it all a good wire wheeling, and hopefully it'll come up to a satisfactory point. I've got this out here just to show you. This is the outer race of the pinion bearing, and that sits just behind here. Can you see that aluminium there? That's about an eighth, well, it's probably about a 1/4 of an inch thick. Behind there sits where this is, and when you launch the engine at the car for line, it tries to send, you know, obviously the crown wheel and pinion tries to ride out of mesh, so it tries to send it this way. And sometimes we see hairline cracks in this face here where it's actually started to push the pinion through. And because it had so much clearance, because look at the clearance on it, it's massive, I did wonder if it started to punch through, but it hasn't. It's just been badly built. So that's all good. What we'll do is, when we've reassembled all this end, we'll reset the crown wheel and pinion clearance, and it'll be all tip-top then, ready for Simon to use on the 19th, because we're doing a track day together at Alton Park on the 19th of August, so we'll look forward to seeing him there. But anyway, I'll get on with cleaning all this up now. I'll write the ratios down, we'll do a bit on that, and then get it back together, ready for the next job to be taken on, which will be putting the liners back into the Alex and Jenny engine, which is going to get blasted as well today, hopefully. Okay, slowly getting there with this gearbox. Took a bit of time, I will be honest. The needle rollers, everything, I've checked everything out, and everything goes round, and I changed the 5th gear from a 5.53 to a 5.05, which is what we use with them tyres in the circuit cars. That gives you a top speed of about 110 mile an hour with the wind behind you. So that's the ratios that I put in it, apart from I've changed it to a 505. And I thought before we go any further, I better just do a bit of a calculation and make sure I've not got any silly jumps anywhere. So you can see we've got the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. First is quite a tall first, that normally there is 16.5 on a 5-speed to get you off a line, but that's quite a good first gear, that. 2nd gear, which will be in the same position as first, obviously, on a normal imp, 10.65, so that's quite usable. 7.8, 6.9, 505. However, what we do is we measure the drop between them, so you subtract this figure from this figure, gives you 0.85. 2nd from 3rd, and you get 2.85, and then third from fourth 0.9, so we've got hardly any RPM drop there, and then another big RPM drop from fourth to fifth. But because the imp is shaped like a brick, and we know that air resistance increases with speed, so the faster you're going, basically, the more air you've got to push out of the way, or the harder it is to push the car along. We want these numbers to decrease so that the gears get closer. So you have the big gaps at the bottom where you've got no wind resistance, and then when you're going flat out 100 mile an hour, you don't want to be dropping many RPM, because you want to keep it on the boil, keep it on the cam. So looking at this, I thought, what can I do? So I just put this here to hide. I've only got limited ratios available, but if I changed the 7.8 to an 8.9 and the 6.9 to a 6.5, what that does, I've still got fairly close for the speed involved there. That's okay, I can cope with that. And then it's decreasing again to 1.45 rather than 1.85. So as the car goes faster through the air, we've got a bit of a big jump on between third to fourth, that 2.4, but it should be able to pull that no problem with the engine he's got. And then we'll see, yeah, from 6.9 to 505 is, I've done that before loads of times, that's no problem. 1.45, so a bit closer than 1.85. So yeah, that's what we're going to go with. So I'm just going to pull the box apart again, although I've done all the hard work, I've wire wheeled everything, and then we'll set the crown wheel and pinion clearance once I've got all this glued back together. But we'll do a bit on reverse gear and stuff when we get there. Right, I just watched the video, I didn't explain that too well, did I? Basically, these numbers here are the suggested ratios that I'm going to change. So I'm going to go from a 7.8 to an 8.9 and a 6.9 to a 6.5. So I'll swap them two gears over now, and I'll just do a quick check. What I do is I just do this. You can just see that it's all jamming up because it's not got centres held properly, but we can see that all the gears are in mesh. And then the second check you always do with these is just always check that this all slides nicely, because if these sliding dogs don't slide properly on the hub because of burrs, when you come to assemble the gearbox, the gear change can be quite notchy, should we say, because there's, it's quite a lot of leverage in the gear lever to move all this. It just, if it moves nice now, it'll move nice in the car. So it's got all that. I'm happy with everything so far. Everything's lined up perfect. So what I'm going to do is clean up the housing, and we'll pop it on, glue it all up, we'll tighten the nuts up, and then I'll join you again when I'm putting reverse gear temporarily, just for 2 seconds. I thought I'd mention this because Uncle Dipstick here has made the mistake of not paying attention in the past and getting this bit wrong. And what happens is the gearbox leaks oil, because this is the breather that comes out the back of the gearbox, and there's a hollow down here, and can you see the hole there? So in the spacer has a hole, and important that that hole lines up so that the gearbox can breathe. So just forgot about that just until I saw it then. But yeah, there you go, another little tip for you guys. Put the gearbox tail end on. I've put a new O-ring in here, which is what goes on the selector shaft here. Obviously I've just emered that up. We've re-drilled that now that it's tight, because obviously it tightened up a lot more than when it came apart. So done that to 50 foot-pound, which is 10 more than it says in the book, but it's just how I do them. And then put a split pin through it, so that's that. And then we've got reverse gear. You can see that's just an idler. The spring keeps it in that position until you pull it with the cable, and obviously when it's spinning it'll drop in between the two gears and create reverse. So 1 to 5's in here, reverse is on the end. Put the ball in position, etc. So we'll get the end on. Okay, YouTubers, thank God it's a late night Wednesday, because somehow it's consumed most of the day sorting this out. But anyway, it's done now. We've got the right ratios in. I've reset the crown wheel and pinion clearance. I put new seals in here, a new O-ring in here. I haven't replaced the seal on that because I didn't have one, but it's hopefully not going to be causing a problem. And of course we put a new seal in here. So if you were interested in how the gearbox, that part of it was done, I didn't video it because very recently in episode 106 I did all about that, and it's the same theory. Even though this one's got a limited slip diff, it was the same theory, just shifting the diff over and setting it all up, etc. So done all that now. So that's one part of the jigsaw puzzle for Simon Knight's car that's completed. So that's good news. Just the engine to sort out now. Anyway, gonna go in the back. I've just steam cleaned the engine. If that's what we'll go through and talk about. In the back now, I've got, this is Jenny and Alex's engine. I pushed the liners out so you can see there's bits of Loctite stuck to the engine, and I need to get that off. So we're going to put it in the aqua blaster with their manifolds, which is just basically wet media and air pressure that comes out of there, and we'll clean it. So we'll get all this blasted up now, get all the inside air clean. I'm going to do the head at the same time. Remember yesterday we talked about the wheel string being over? Well, I've had a bit of a mock-up, and I reckon there isn't enough material on the face to skim these wheel strings out and redo them. So what we'll do is we'll elongate the holes in the head, or make them bigger, so we've got movement on the head. And what we'll do is we'll dowel the head and get the wheel string in the correct position over the top of the liner. Then we'll put some dowels in it at an early stage, before we get into building it. And then when I come to build it and the pistons are in, the cranks in, I can just knock the dowels through and the head will be in the correct position then with the wheel strings in the right place. All I've done to the liners is, you probably can't see, I've just put a little lead on the edge there so that when this has all been cleaned and we put them in, it won't chase the Loctite down. It'll allow it to get between the two surfaces and seal it. So that's the next plan, and then we'll get the liners in and I'll talk to you about that when I get to it. Right, okay, I thought I'd just make a quick video of the head and the block. Now they're out the blaster, they come up really nice actually. Nice castings. Just quite interesting. I can see the witness mark of the piston and how offset it was. Can you see the edge there where the piston was coming to? Can you see it on that one as well? Because obviously the pistons were hitting the head, you might remember from a earlier video. But yeah, we can sort all that out. I've just noticed it's not been welded, so it's not cracked either. What I'll do is I'll get a bit of a slugger weld on there to strengthen it so it'll never crack. But I hate it when they crack when you tighten them down on the bench. Like, it's real inconvenience. So we'll do that. Then we're going to skim it, re-wheel string it, do the chamber shape, do the ports. The guides are good, so that should be all good to go together pretty quickly, because this has got to be done before I think I said I've done it for the 23rd. Anyway, this is the block. It's still got some remnants of Loctite in there. It's real pig. I was just getting nowhere. I was going at it flat out with the blaster, and I thought we'll just scrape the last bits out. So we'll get them scraped out. I've put the chamfer on the line, as I told you. We'll get all this degreased. We'll get the Loctite on it, and then we'll get them in and clamped up. And then I'm going to go home to bed because I'm knackered. Good morning. What day is it? It's Thursday morning, bright and early. Got my clamps off, got my liners glued in last night. So today we're going to try and get this board amongst 10,000 other jobs, because it needs to be done for the 23rd. Also, having a rear oil seal conversion, so you can see that's the original diameter where the scroll has picked up ever so slightly. So what we're going to do is we're going to machine the back of the block away to let this in, and then this takes a modern type seal that sits in there, and we'll turn the crank down to 3 inches, and that'll be the job done. So got to do that as well. We're going to bore it and hone it first, and then we'll deck it. Just noticed something. Obviously we blasted all the Loctite out and put it on fresh Loctite, and then we've clamped it all up, let it set overnight. And it's very important that it's clamped correctly, because what these engines and what a lot of wet liner engines suffer from is something called liner drop, where, you know, normally after the first practice or first good race the engine has had, a situation, the gasket failing or the wheel string starting to leak. And what happens is, with it getting hot and shuffling around, if the liner is sat on a ledge of Loctite because it hasn't been clamped properly when it's been set, when it gets warm, the Loctite goes soft and the liner drops ever so slightly, only a few thou, but it's enough to take the pinch off the firing ring that seals the chamber. And this one's a prime example of that. If I put this straight edge across, I'll just try and show you with the torch. So I've got the torch behind it. Can you see how there's daylight on the liner? But obviously it was machined at the same time as the block. So because this engine had an easy life as a hill climb engine, it never had an actual problem develop. It always working fine. But honestly, in a race situation, the Loctite goes soft, swidges out of the way, drops a few thou problems. So yeah, that's obviously hard against the face now. All the glue's been used out of the way. The liner is sat down hard on the index that it's meant to sit on. So that's good. We'll when we skim it, that'll obviously come out and we'll have a nice flat face, and then we can get on with building it. Right, we're back on with the 1200. Did quite a bit of running in time yesterday, so he's definitely settled in a bit happier now. I've got some fresh fuel. I always like to start with fresh fuel. It's early in the morning, so what we do is get some numbers off it now, do a bit of recording, see what it's doing, and then we're going to go for a bit of an advanced change. We're going to move the advance further up the RPM range because I'm concerned it's doing it a little bit too early for where peak torque is, and also I'm going to bring the choke size down just to see if we can make a gain in the middle without losing anything at the top. So what I'll do is I'll just right through to, we'll try and load them up about 5 and do a swing through to 8. Right, well, I've got my little recording there so I can reference that later in the day. We'll go and make some changes. Let's go back to see if we can get a bit lower at 5.5. An electrical miss there. Start doing some twiddling. Right, I've just done a little bit of meddling, not a lot. Let's just see if it's improved it, so we get the magic 99. Oh. Straight round to 99. Oh, just under. Gonna get there. I was being cocky then because it did just do it before I put the camera on. Right, well we'll just go and tweak it again and see what happens. Right, okay, we're making some good progress with the 1200 now. I thought we'd do a little bit of a video. It's just been messing about, that's all I can describe it as. Changing this, changing that, seeing what the effects are, seeing what the engine wants and where it wants it. And now, I've not been concentrating on the mid-range, it's a bit fluffy down there, but up at 7, I've got it holding like 89 foot-pounds. So 7.2 there, 7.5 still holding 89, 8,000. Yeah, we're still holding good power up there, which is what I needed to do because this track that this car races around is a really fast track, so it's going to be all about the top end. So yeah, nice little result there. I'll carry on twiddling and report if I get any more good results. Right, I've just rang Will Parry and organised a straight through pipe for it because we've got a silencer at the moment and I think it'll work better with a straight through and it's the same length. So hopefully that's going to be here next couple of days. I've just about finished twiddling now. Got a nice bit of torque for our friend Simon, so we'll just wind it up. Got the mid-range better as well. Back it off now. So it's holding 94 foot-pound from like 6.5 right through to 7.5, 7.6, which is pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with that. There is a little bit more to come from this yet. I've just haven't quite got there, but we'll wait till the exhaust arrives possibly and do it then. Right, okay, I think I'm going to say it for the final time. We've pretty much finished messing around with the fueling now. I've just been sneaking little bits of advancing here or there, see how it affects it. I think I've found it's happy as compromise that I think it'll be safe enough to send it over to a country where the ambient's obviously a bit hotter, so it's hard for the engines to run cool, you know. But yeah, it's really good. What I'm going to do is, rather than just waffle loads of rubbish down the phone to you here, I'm going to do a bit of a talk about the emulsion tube and how I think it works, although it may not be correct. I'll give you my impression of how it works and what we've done to get the gains. So it's really friendly. We'll back it off from 6,000 there, see what it does. Still holding 78.85 there. That's good horsepower, that. Right, wonderful. I'm going to pull it, I'm not going to pull it off, I'm going to leave it on until the exhaust arrives, but we'll do a few more checks on it and go from there. Okay, I thought I'd do a little 2-minute waffle about the carburation on the engine we've just been working on, trying to get some more power out of it. Now, obviously the carburation, it's a compromise when you're running a carburetor. We're going to get bits that are rich, bits that go lean, and it's just trying to find the best compromise to make it perform everywhere. So I'm not fussed about it being rich off cam, because in theory will never be there. So I'm only really interested in the fueling being correct from sort of 5,500 revs onwards, and my biggest concern really is that the fueling naturally goes leaner the faster it goes, so we do certain things to try and stop that from happening. So in the carburetor we have this where the air goes through the middle, yeah? So the air is going this way through here, and on the main circuit all the fuel and air enters via this little port here, and then it releases it in the centre of there, and then it causes it to, you know, obviously atomizes, and you get a great mixture of fuel and air droplets, air and fuel droplets, should I say. So what I play with is, obviously we have something called an emulsion tube, an air correction jet and a main jet. So this sits in the float level alongside, somewhere else in the carburetor basically. So it sits vertically like this. The air correction jet is open to atmosphere at the top, and the main jet is submerged in the fuel float chamber. And then obviously there's like a gathering around the outside of here that goes off to this hole. So what happens is, obviously the air going through here at speed, we've got the choke which is just this side of it, which speeds the air up, and we get a Venturi effect. So it obviously causes a draw, so it draws the fuel up through the main jet. So the main jet on the carburetor is what's specifically what the amount of fuel that enters into the emulsion tube, and then the emulsion tube's got various holes in, and you can get these in all different types and different shapes and sizes. And in my opinion, and this may not be completely correct, but this sort of determines where the fueling is stronger or leaner. So I like these ones. This is a Delorto number 6, and these give a lot of fuel up at the top end of the RPM range, you know, at the higher end of the airspeed. So it's not got an awful lot of fuel hanging around off cam, which is good because the engine doesn't want lots of fuel off cam. So when I was running the engine on Dyno, obviously I don't have lambda on this. I have had lambda and I've got lambda, but I don't run it because I find lots of engine people probably disagree with me completely here, but it confuses the job for me, because depending on the engine's compression ratio and the cam and how the engine is, and whether it's got 4 valves or 2 valves per cylinder, depends on what air fuel it wants. You know, some like to run rich, so like imps typically like to run 0.85, 0.84, 16 valve stuff likes to run 0.9, 0.92, you know. So you can, and each imp engine is different, of course, depending on its cam and its compression ratio. I think generally we tend to find that the higher the performance of the engine and the higher the compression ratio, the more fuel, the richer the engine likes to run. So rather than trying to look at a lambda scale, I just chase torque all the time. So you get a feel for when it's going rich, when it's going lean. You can tell by how well it holds its power, etc. So what I basically was messing about with before was the fuel comes up through the slow running jet here into the emulsion tube, and I assume it mixes with air that's coming in through the air corrector, and then emulsifies, hence why it's called the emulsion tube, and then goes down here to the main venturi. So depending on the sizing, so you can have like big air corrector. The bigger the air corrector, the leaner it goes, and the smaller the air corrector, the richer it goes, because that's restricting the air. And it's the opposite way on the main jet. So the bigger the hole in the main jet, the more fuel you get. The smaller the hole, the less fuel you get. But what we can do is, say we've got like a 120 main and, I don't know, let's say for example a 160 air corrector. We can change where the fueling does what it does and how it emulsifies by, let's say, exchanging the 120 for a 140 and exchanging the 160 for a 200. So we go bigger on the air and bigger on the main, and just by just messing about like that, we can see how it affects the engine and how the engine either prefers it or doesn't prefer it. I mean, there's loads of theories out there. I've heard people talk about, you know, Webers are great for Pintos because Pintos have got giant ports and they like big droplets of fuel, etc. And Delorsos don't suit them. They definitely prefer a DCOE Weber. Imps, I personally think they prefer a Delorso, although I have had good results out of Webers. So, you know, yeah, there's so much to learn and so much to know. I just can't, all I can do is touch on with the bits that I partially understand and work with them, really. But it's a fascinating subject. In fact, carburation, it's just a specialist subject on its own, you know, along with so many other things about engine building, which are specialist subjects. You can touch on them, but, you know, to go into any depth in any subject, it requires an awful lot of brain power to fully understand it. Anyway, there you go. That's how it works. So that's in the fuel. Fuel goes up, emulsifies, air comes in, mixes it, down here, into the engine, goes bang, out the exhaust, and you go forwards. Okay, chaps, it's late Thursday afternoon. We're able to stay late tonight because it's the kids' school holiday, so no swimming baths for us today. So we'll get a good shift in. I've just got these sumps back from blasting, so they're having a bit of a bath in the acid. We'll give them a rub down and then steam clean them and get some paint on them. Over there, behind all the mess, is the block that we put liners in this yesterday. That's Alex and Jenny's, so I'll put the timing cover on so that I can skim it, get the liners all level with the block again. As you can see, the line's just a tiny bit low. I've also machined the rear end, which you can't quite see, for the 3-inch oil seal, so I've done that. So next job for that will be honing, and then we'll get it in the bath hopefully before the end of play today, so that it can be cleaned. And then over here on my filthy lathe, which Kit will be going mad about, is the crank out of Alex and Jenny's engine. Now this measured up absolutely crack on, and it'd been balanced to the flywheel and clutch, so I thought, you know what, we'll just run with it. I don't normally run with second-hand cranks, but it's really good condition, this crank, spot on size. So clocked it up on the rear main there, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn the 3-inch diameter on the back so that we can run the oil seal. We've been through it a million times, so I won't put you through it again, but I'll just machine that, polish it, etc. Give the crank a polish, and that can go in the pot wash as well, ready for steam cleaning. Good morning, chaps. It's Friday morning, absolutely gorgeous. First thing, got some slave labour. How's it going, Russ? We're pumping it. Oh, that's enough, mate. The wheel's in the air. Russ is going to help me put the new wing on the Audi. So get an MOT on this hopefully at some point. We've already got one new one on. Fitted quite well, that. Not even that, well, the colour match looks absolutely terrible, but when it's had a polish it might be alright. Just doing a bit of demudifying underneath this wheel arch before we put it all back together. Got some reprobates in the yard. What's going on here?
We're just trying to get some parts.
How come you're not helping? Andy's getting paid.
I told the guy he can come and take it off himself for 20 quid.
Yeah.
Or it's 50 quid for us to take it off.
Oh my word. So is that a Cosworth engine?
It is.
Where's the alternator?
Bottom left.
Bottom left. Not get the forks under it, Jack.
Well, I would, but there's a piece of scrap sat behind it.
That's a classic Mark 5 Escort estate, that, mate. You won't find many of them.
Working anyway.
I am, but you know what? All I've done all week is waffle on about gearboxes and jets and engines. And I just thought it'd be nice to have a refreshing character like yourself on for 2 minutes and just say hello. You know, I'm loving the tool set, mate. Looks like it looks after that one, doesn't it?
No,
is that the one that you were keeping good?
I found that in the back of a scrap car. So then I just put it on this bonnet. It's been sat there for about a year or so, and we just found it again.
But you left it outside?
Yeah, I forgot I found it. I just found it again.
You've got too much, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
What do you think of that sooty van behind you for a bit of a project?
I think you and Gemma look well in there.
Yeah, I reckon you and your missus will look good in that. Hey, where's Bergerac?
If me and my missus got on the job in the back there, it'd snap the springs.
What a thought, what a vision. Hey, where's Bergerac, by the way?
Well, he's on the job.
Is he?
Honeymoon.
Honeymoon?
Honeymoon.
She'll be coming back with a bambina. Little bambina in the oven.
Well, could be mine.
Mate, I'm pointing it on. You can't say that. Andy, you're a grafter, look at you. Where are we going here with this? You can't even see the alternator.
Someone's got to do it, haven't they?
He's cursing. I just left it on.
Do you want a jack, mate? Do you want a jack?
Oh, is he allowed to use it without you moaning?
Well, hang on, mate. I was busy honing an engine and you came knocking on my door. The door knocks all day long and they just need to do work. But you know my knock compared to everyone else's. Cause I don't yours is like, it's like an infurious knock. Like, if you don't open the door, I'm going to come through the door anyway, you know?
No, we needed a spanner.
Right, well, thanks for being on the tube anyway, mate. I'm sure that you've got quite a fan base, did you know that? Yeah. When I go places, I went to the International weekend and they all say, oh, he's a lovely lad, that Jack. Isn't he funny the way he talks? And I'm like, funny? I try and be funny. I think you're naturally funny.
Funny looking, maybe.
Hey, where are we going racing at weekend? Have we got any cars ready we can look at?
Got a couple down there, but there's all used stuff, nothing fresh.
Nothing fresh. Where are we going at weekend?
Going to Wharton.
Wharton?
Taking a Scorpio and a Honda Civic with a dashboard still in it.
Oh, is that like a back to basics?
Yeah.
Has it got the fuel tank underneath it still?
No, it's got a radiator in it as well. All the fuel tank's inside.
How are you going to hit anything with a radiator?
Not hitting anything.
Oh, is it non-contact?
No, it's nudge and spin. Like, you are allowed a little bit of contact, but you've just got to be a bit careful with what you do.
Well, what I reckon you should do is take a load of radiators with you, and then on the second to last lap you can start hitting things, because if it knocks the water out of it, it'll still keep going for at least 2 laps, won't it?
I'll be honest, it's not my car, so I can hit things anyway, and then if the engine blows up, I'll just walk away from it. That does it.
Right, brilliant. Thanks, Jack. Okay, chaps, behind this door is the angriest little imp engine you ever come across. This is a 1200. I've just been waiting for an exhaust pipe. I wanted a full length across the back pipe with no silencer, because where Simon runs in Lime Rock, they don't have a noise issue, so I thought it would be nice to get a full length exhaust on it, because you've only got short ones over in America. Anyway, the point of this is Will Parry very kindly whipped this piece of pipe up and got it in the post to me in literally in a morning's notice. So it's arrived, I've welded a flange on it, and it's on the car, on the engine. It sounds absolutely awesome. I don't know if the phone will pick it up or not, but yeah, it's loud. I've actually got it connected to a sounds remote because it's just too loud for my ears. Well, I hope everybody on the trading estate enjoys a little dyno session we're going to have with this open pipe. Right, okay, I'm a bit giddy like a little kid here. Just, I love the sound of a Hillman screamer, but yeah, let's wind it up and see. I've got a feeling it may prefer this pipe because obviously it doesn't have a silencer with perforated holes. It's just a nice smooth pipe, and he's put a lovely curve on it for us. So Yeah, normally this pipe that you can see angling down would be straight across the back. It's got the kink so it comes up along the back panel. See where we're at? About 90 foot-pound 5.5. Here's a big torque. 94 at 7.6. Just bring it down a bit. Try and get that 6.5 figure, that peak torque. Holding about 96 foot-pound at 6.5. I do wonder if I could just sneak a little bit more advancing. Right, okay, just sneaked a little bit of advancing, just 2 degrees. Didn't really help it, that. So I think we'll pull it back out again. Right, I've just put the full length exhaust onto the big silencer, so it just means that the cell won't be getting contaminated with the fumes from the exhaust, because obviously the engine's hoovering a massive amount of air in. So we'll just see if that helps. I'm really desperate to see the 99 foot-pound. Really? You know what? We could have caught it a bit earlier. It does it at 6.5, not at 7. I have had it, just not this morning. It's a bit of a poorer air day today. So close. Well, my fingerprints burn off my exhaust. Right, I'm just going to do a few more checks. I will be back. Okay, YouTube has been doing a bit of fine tuning and finally got to see the 99 foot-pound I was hoping for. We'll call it 100 foot-pound. It was just slightly above. Whether it will repeat it or not now, the cell temperature is like 20 odd degrees and I can't control that much more. I've got the fans running flat out. I've made this makeshift heat deflector. There's a lot of heat was coming off the exhaust straight onto the carbs, obviously being sucked in. We know that hot air is not good for a race engine, especially a high compression one like this. So we'll go back now. Dyno's got it a bit strong. Let's let the dyno let go of it. That's 6,000 figure we want. Not quite. It just did it before. It's just doing this to wear me up. Right. Let's try again. Just need that 750. Literally, I'm pressing the water buttons in the dyno. One press one way sends it too much, and another press the other sends it not enough. And now my heat shields fell off. Right, well, anyway, the water temp's up to 75 as well, so there you go. We nearly made it, not quite, but it has done it on its own with me. I'll maybe try again in a minute, let it cool down. Okay, we're back. I've left the fans on in the dyno running and the water pumps on the coolant exchange circuit, so we've got the water froze right down to 55 degrees and the engine and the cell temperature's down to just below 20. So we're going to go straight to it and hopefully it'll grab it at the right point and we'll see the magic 100 foot-pound. Went through it too quickly. Oh no. Fighting me. Got a bit of temperature left. Oh, there we go. Right, brilliant. That's fit as a fiddle, that. I'm going to stop wearing it out and take it off and get it in the box, ready to go to America. It's MOT time for the Audi A6. Phil, the proprietor, keeps trying to buy it off me, don't you, Phil? £5 Phil, if you want it.
It's not done now, you plug the headlight in.
Oh, right, yeah. He's laughing at me because I forgot to plug the headlight in. Sounds like a tractor. We've got a bit of door rust. What's it like underneath, though? Oh my good goody aunt. Well, it's a bit scabby, but that's got anti-roll bar. 4-wheel drive. Oh, it wants a good steam clean and lanyard guard, but it looks alright this. Look at the sills. Mint. Oh, 2 catalysts. Mint that too. Thank you very much. Please don't fail it. New tyres. Good morning, YouTubers. It's Saturday morning. Crack of dawn. Lovely and quiet here. I come in, look at the colour match on that. It's absolutely terrible, isn't it? I don't think it's Gary's colour that's wrong. I think it's my car that's faded. But anyway, passed its MOT yesterday, so I'm going to get the T-cut out. I'm going to take it to the car wash now. Give it a bit of a wash and a bit of a scrub up. And then it's going to get put into use. Very exciting, but we've got so much to do. We need a full day's graft out of today as well. That's why I've come in to spend the first hour on this. And then we'll get into machining blocks and heads so that we can get both them builds done. And also, of course, we've got to tackle the race car because that's got to be ready to go out on the 19th at the Alton Park practice. So that'll be good. Okay, we've had a bit of a ride out to Nick's garage. Now we're allowed to video certain cars. The owner of this one has just run off because I started asking him questions, but it is actually for sale. So I said I'd mention it in case someone fancied themselves. A Lancia Delta HF Turbo that's absolutely mint. Is it 2-owner, Nigel?
Yeah, I'm the second owner, yeah.
Second owner. Look at that lovely rainbow trim. It's good underneath as well. I've just been on the ramp and I said I bet it's rotten. It's not. It's absolutely mint. All the chassis rails original. It's a 2-wheel drive one. Look at that. HF Turbo. Do you like these, Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah. You sounded really convinced there. Can't see much of it. There's some toys in this place, crikey. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Nice car cover as well. So if you fancy bidding him on it, his offer's around 20k. Just drop us a line. You might remember Nick brought a Porsche 911 crankshaft in for polishing. Look at all the bits. Look at them carburetors. They're gorgeous, aren't they? All the parts that make it go round. Wow. That's the exhaust and with the heat exchangers on, you know, for heating the car. So I think they blow hot air in here, cold air in there from the fan. And that goes to your dashboard to demist your radiator, your windscreen. Nicholas? Where's the engine?
In here.
Let's have a look. What's this old lump? Gosh, I hope it's got power steering now with that 3-ton lump in the front. It's got Ali head, that one.
Yeah, it's fast, that.
It's a fast one. Wow. Is this your 911 engine? Wow, what's the casing made out of?
I don't know.
Is this a magnesium one, is it? Oh, is this one we drilled?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. Is this your new 2-stage?
It's got 2 chains. One goes that way and one goes that way to drive the cams.
Yeah, I understand that bit. That's that rear main that feeds every big end.
Yeah, modified pump.
So where's the mains fed then? Oh, through those little holes there?
Yeah.
So they just have one?
Comes up through here.
Yeah. Brilliant. I understand it now, seeing the rest of it. That looks like a proper job, that, mate. It's dry sumps, of course, being a 911 engine.
Yeah, well, it uses it, obviously.
How have you cleaned that? It looks like you've blacked it or something.
No, that's just the oxidisation of it, I think.
Is it? What
If
colour?
you rub it with a bit of...
It goes silver, does
it'll
it?
do that lot.
I thought it was brighter when it came to me. Anything else exciting you want to show me? What's that crankshaft out of?
That's out of a 458, that.
Wow. You've got some kit in here.
There's your bell crankshaft.
Oh, it's nice to see your tidy engine building room.
It's as bad as yours, isn't it?
No, it's nothing's as bad as mine. Look at that.
So plasticized it all up so it's all look.
Oh, look at that. So it's a proper engine build room, isn't it? Quite heavy, the rods, aren't they?
They are, but
yeah. That's how they
it's
are.
a relatively short stroke, isn't it? So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only 2.4, isn't it, you were saying?
Yeah.
Wow. Right, fantastic.
That's when you
Is that the cylinder heads there, is it?
Yeah.
They look okay, don't they?
Yeah,
Six
yeah,
in-
the guides are okay.
Interesting, isn't it, where they do 6 individual heads and then they have a common
A single cam carrier.
carrier bolted to the top. Yeah, wonderful that.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's why they leak.
Well, the head bolts, when you talk to it, 24 foot-pound or something.
The studs snap.
The studs snap.
Yeah, you get modified studs.
I bought Dilvar ones for my 911 when I had one. That was about 20 years ago. Because one of them had, there was a collection of leaves on the cylinder in the back corner.
Oh, and
the
broke.
moisture, and it broke the stud. I bought the 911 because the initial job was to go over to Jersey where my mate was living and weld the exhaust because the exhaust was blowing. But when I test drove it, I realised it wasn't the exhaust blowing. When you floored it, the head lifted. Yeah, it was coming out of the exhaust gases. It was poisoning you in the cab because, you know, the heat exchangers.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And
they pump it directly into your face.
I bought it and fixed it back at home. Anyway, now Nick did ring me and say, I've got a car for you to come and have a look at. And he's very kindly said he'd let me have a look around it for 5 minutes. What is it, Nick? Well, I know what it is, but you tell me.
It's a 6R4.
A 6R4. How many were made?
Oh, not many. Just enough to homologate it for rallying.
Oh, it's a Group B rally car, isn't it?
Yeah. And then they failed
What's that?
miserably.
What's that in the background? Oh my God. Look at that. That is gorgeous. 90 spec. Not that. I'm looking at the 90 spec XR3. Wow, look at this.
You like an engine in the back, don't you?
Yeah, it's just a time of absolutely brilliant engineering. This one's normally aspirated then. No turbochargers.
No. So originally the test car was a Rover V8 engine
Yeah.
with the 2 cylinders lopped off.
Really? What, with like the Rover heads on it?
Yeah.
It's all carbon fibre.
And then this is a Williams engine.
A Williams. Oh, and is the block loosely based around? I mean,
I doubt it.
I doubt it. Yeah, I
It's
thought it's.
apparently full nuts. It'll do 400 brake.
Oh God, yeah. No worries. Look at that. So hang on, the drive shaft's come out the sump. Does it? Oh, I see the gearbox is in front of it, and then the drive comes back to it. Does it?
I don't know. It's only been here 5 minutes.
What?
It doesn't go.
It doesn't go. Well, I'm sure, man, of your technical abilities will have that sorted. It looks like it's never done. It looks very brand new, like it's never been.
I think it's probably been rebuilt, hasn't it? Looking at it.
Do you think so?
Doesn't look like it's been in the forest, does it?
It doesn't look like it's done anything. It looks like it's out the showroom. I had a customer who I can't remember who it was, and he was from Birmingham way, and he said he's a big Austin Rover man, and he said when they were new, they had a workshop Birmingham there full of 6R4s they couldn't sell. Yeah. And he said you could buy one for like $5,000, but at the time...
Car park full, they couldn't get rid of them.
Car park, yeah. Yeah, if we could do the time machine, couldn't we? Oh, I love the way they kept the original MG Metro steering wheel.
Yeah, and the gear knob.
And the gear knob. Absolutely awesome. It's a proper specialist bit of kit, this, isn't it? Look at that. It's got no roll cage. It's got no front cage in it.
Yeah, it's in the
Oh, God, yeah, look at that. Isn't that smart? That's like the old 35mm cage, isn't it? Yeah. It's all right until you roll it. Stunning, that, mate. Absolutely stunning. Oh, just look at that. How lovely is that? That's a 90 spec XR3. What's never been messed with. Sorry, mate.
The mod to get some more suspension travel.
A mod?
Yeah.
What's that?
Weld the box on.
Is that what they did?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't even
Didn't
seam.
have enough travel.
They didn't even seam weld it.
No.
Yeah, well.
Spotted it and dabbed it.
Yeah, wicked. Is that a dry sump tank?
Yeah. Oh, the engine's nuts.
Oh, they sound the biz, don't they? I like all this. It's always been, you know.
You know when it got it going.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. It's on dash 12 pressure side as well, isn't it? That's not 10, 12. Interesting. Yeah. Unless the filter's on the scav. No, that's the pressure gauge, so it's got to be on the pressure side. The dash 12 pressure. These guys were serious, weren't they? Oh, I think I've just spotted an Austin Maxi header tank. Look at that. Wow.
The steering's a common enough.
You'd have thought they'd have done some more about cold air to the inlet, wouldn't you? Ouch! Yeah.
Yeah, some longer gaskets on the rail head.
Well, mate, thank you very much. If you can find anything else you think I can look at for the video, that'd be amazing.
Has it got to have the engine in the back? Mind you, most of the stuff in here has.
Have you got any imps in here?
No.
No. Right, okay. Thanks very much.
There might be one in the canal down the bottom of the
Oh,
car.
don't be nasty. Right, we've got another car here that I'm allowed to make a video of because it's a bit technical in here, whether we can video certain things. But Nick was just telling me this one's in for turbochargers, is it, Nick?
Yeah, it's burning oil.
And what sort of year is this vintage?
That's a good question.
Is it about 2000?
996.
A 996 Porsche. They use a lot of aluminium, don't they? You know, in the subframes and stuff.
Yeah. Well, otherwise it would.
It's got no oil leaks or anything, has it? It's the two-wheel drive one, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you see this here? Right, I'm going to tell you the reason why it's a video of this, right? I put a turbocharger on my Hillman engine when I was 19 for my HNC at college, yeah? And I put the turbo lower than the sump level, yeah?
Right.
And I've never seen a Porsche 911 in my life. I'm sort of blowing my own trumpet here. But the only way I could stop it from smoking, because the oil, its gravity returns to the sump, it wouldn't go back. I made like a pot just slightly lower than the turbo for the oil to drain into, and it had a breather up to my catch tank. And then I put a Hillman imp oil pump on the end of the water pump, right? And it scavenged the oil out of the sump. And it's exactly the same design on this very expensive Porsche 911.
They must have cribbed you, eh?
Mate, unbelievable. Great.
Stole your technology.
They have, haven't they? I might ask for, I'll say I did that back in 1998.
Pumps in the back of the engine. No, the pump to draw the oil out.
Oh, it has a separate scavenge, does it?
Yeah, it's got a scavenge pump in there.
Right.
That's where these go.
Yep.
Into the behind here, at the end of it.
You see, it's exactly the same as mine. I bet that just goes to atmosphere, that breather pipe, doesn't it? Or to the catch tank or something.
It's an enclosed breather system, but yeah.
The first time I did the oil drain, what I did was I made a sealed sump with a vacuum pump on the end of the water pump, the oil pump. And what happened was, it didn't work because the oil needs to drain gravity. I was drawing the oil through, sucking it through. Yeah. So we made it with a vent on it, and it worked a treat. You could hear it, brilliant it was. But it stopped it smoking. It didn't stop the. I had a bit of a bad do with it. We was learning about ignition advanced at the time. I went to Carburetor, did the first run. It started making a tapping noise. So this bloke said to me, "Why don't you drop the oil and have a look?" So we dropped the oil, and when I dropped the oil, there was something blocking the oil drainer hole, in the imp sump. Yeah. And we put a finger in, and I couldn't get it out. But when I took the sump off, it was the piston skirt.
It was a bit hot at the top end.
Yeah, pretty good aero on this, isn't it? Very flat floor.
It's a flat floor. It's
Oh, it's four-wheel drive. It is four-wheel drive.
Is it four-wheel drive?
Is it four? Yeah, it's got a drive shaft here.
It will be then.
Brilliant, mate. What a piece of kit this is. How much do you reckon it weighs? It's got to weigh 2 ton on it, or 1.8 or something. 1.7?
Yeah, something like that.
It's a good start. That diff housing isn't that dissimilar from the earlier, like G50 box, is it? From what I remember. That's what I had in mind.
Not really my bag, Porsche.
Not your bag. Right, we'll find a Ferrari. Another little treat here, YouTubers. Nick said we'd have a quick look at this one. Just the engine. It's an Austin Healey 3000, is it? Mark II. Yeah. And Nick's been doing some coolant work on it. So it's very neat header tank there. So I suppose, is that so that when it blows, because obviously there's no space in there for expansion really, is there?
No, it used to blow it on the floor.
Blow it on the floor. Very disconcerting. So that now it blows it into the this lovely expansion bottle, which you're lucky you found somewhere to put it really, aren't you? There's not many places you could.
To be that shape.
Yeah. You had that fabricated by hand, have you?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
Very neat. So that, obviously, when it gets hot, it'll blow it in there, and then does that part go to the bottom? Does it suck it back again?
Yeah, it goes back again.
Yeah, it sucks it back again when
it's
got
a
spout.
Yeah, a spout down.
Goes right down to the bottom. Because the way these caps work, it's quite clever, isn't it? There's like a little disc in the middle, isn't there? So when it cools down,
get it off.
As it vacuums, it'll draw the coolant that it blew. Isn't it? It's stuck on with what's
age.
No, I was going to say what's the stuff? Radweld.
That's what Radweld, isn't it? okay with that. Oh, you big strong boy.
Big strong Andy, big strong hands.
You're stuck in the bottom.
So this is on triple Weber 45. She's done something to cool them as well. Put a nice air pipe in to get some cold air. Apparently the underbonnet heat is crazy. You can't even touch the wings when it's running. But if you look at the exhaust system, 6 big pipes. Normally they have an iron head on these, but this is a 12 port, isn't it? Are these 12 port standard on these? I can't remember.
This is standard. It's a standard porting range.
Yeah, because it's really strange, but my old man's had loads of MGCs, and the MGC engine is a completely different cookie, isn't it, to the Healey engine? They call one the truck engine, don't they? That you'd think, both being, you know, British Leyland or Austin or whatever, they'd have the same engines, MGC, and
they never work like that, though, did they?
No.
Like, it's a bit like Ferrari, where each department's trying to outdo the other one.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's very nice. What horsepower do you reckon it's got?
I do know, because it did go to the Rolling Road, but I've forgotten. 200 and odd.
250, 3 litre, 3.2.
About 240 something.
They just sound awesome, these. I love them. Very pretty car.
It's got a side exhaust.
A side exit exhaust. Oh,
That's
wonderful.
Under tray, that's cut a load of holes in that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because that sealed the engine bay up.
You were saying it does European rallies, this, does it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Goes up mountains and stuff. It's
Oh.
a bit breathless, apparently, when it gets high up.
Yeah, I can imagine. Especially with all that heat off the exhaust. You'll have to be careful, don't start rattling. But anyway, yeah, that's not my business. It's got some nice gold heat shields there, you can see. But literally, you could do with almost like a separator, couldn't you? On the bulkhead to keep the cold air that side and the hot air this side, you know? But you can only do what you can do, can't you? You're stuck with what you're stuck with, aren't you? I suppose when it's doing 60 mile an hour, there'll be quite a lot of air going through.
It's got the louvered bonnet.
It has got louvered bonnet, yeah. That's lovely, that, mate. I'd love to hear it. Right, I'm back from my little jaunt out in the Audi. Been to see Nick and that, obviously. Hope you enjoyed seeing all them wonderful old classic cars. I've just come back. This has cooled down, so I've had a measure, and I've just done my last half thou out of it. So you can't. I've not actually prepped this very well. You can see now, nice crosshatch in the bore, and my mate Kit in Australia, he always comments on how poor my hone is. I'll just try and show you. This should be between 2 thou and 8/10 to 3 thou. Let's just see where we're at. Oh my god, okay. I'm not even focusing the right bit. What's that saying there? I can't actually see. Just under 3 thou. It's pretty parallel. It's just a couple of tenths tighter at the bottom, but that'll be fine. So we'll get this one. This one's going to be Alex and Jenny's. So we're going to get this in the pot wash now, get it cleaned. I need to start taking the American engine off now. Just giving it the final run this morning that you just heard. Just emptying the float chambers of fuel. Ready to take it off the dyno. So make sure everything's absolutely tip top before it goes in the crate. And then, unfortunately, the Audi has failed on its first run. It's got a bad wheel bearing, so I just need to jack it up and decide which one it is and get it ordered. Thought we'd better see what was involved in fixing the Audi. It's just come back from his car wash. Looks lovely, just unfortunately. It's got wheel bearing noise. Jacked it up and I could feel the play straight away. Now, this is aluminium. I've already changed this piece, you might remember from a previous video. Absolute nightmare. But there's a bit of design in this because the hub is steel. This is aluminium. And it looks like there's 4 spline bolts there that come through to release this whole section. My mate Slippers, the Audi mechanic, he says, just get the full new unit with a new flange and you can whack this and it'll all come out. So we're going to wire brush these threads, make sure they're all clean on this side. Hopefully it'll come out and it'll be like, I've been on it 10 minutes, so it could be like an half-hour job this, if we play my cards right. Look at that, isn't she shiny? Didn't Gary do a good job? One of the beauties of being on this trading estate in Stretford here, cracking set of lads. My mate Neil just walked past. I was beginning to lose the will with it a bit. It was encroaching into my days, what I've got to do. And the hub, this is aluminium, as you can see. And then it has a wheel bearing that comes complete with the flange, etc. on it. when you replace it. So all this middle bit comes new. Great design really, because I was worried I was going to have to split this top bolt and the 2 bottom ball joints, but it's on a short stubby shaft. You just push the drive shaft out the back, undo the 4 bolts, and this comes out. Now I was trying to get it out by wedging small screwdrivers. Neil, yeah? Worked a treat that, mate. Thank you. Neil said to me, Andy, get the slide hammer out of our place, Edgerton Garage. So look at the size of that big daddy. That weight just basically slides up and down. When it hits the end there, transmits a load of shock. So I just bolted the bolts through. She's pulled her out. So obviously I used a bit of heat as well, because with it's been alley, got this warm, so it expanded to release the steel hub. Right, better see if we can get a bearing before the shop. I feel quite ashamed to be sharing this with you, but my mate initially said to me, just buy the wheel bearing with the new flange. You get the whole lot, because you'll have to destroy this to get it off. So having whacked it for 10 minutes and realised it wasn't going anywhere, I thought we'll move to the slide hammer, and it came straight out. But by that point I'd already damaged it, so I've just put it in the lathe and clocked it up. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a minimum lick, like 5 thou across the front face, because if that flange has got any burrs on the OD from where I've been whacking it, the disc won't run through and the whole lot will be good as new, nearly. Congratulations, you've made it to the end of Shrigleytube TV. Hope you enjoyed what you've seen, and if you did, I'll look forward to seeing you next Sunday at 7. Bye for now.